Greetings and welcome. If you know me or my videos, then you know as soon as I sustained an injury, I immediately sought out some natural healing remedies. I researched comfrey, known as knit bone, and learned how to use both leaf and root in a poultice or salve. Since I don't have fresh comfrey growing here in my garden, I ordered some dried root and have been set on making my own healing salve. Since I don't have 8 weeks to wait for a typical herbal infusion, I'm using a quick method, using a crock pot. 1 cup of dried herbs to 2 cups of olive oil. I let that sit on the heat for 6 hours on low and left the lid off, making sure it doesn't get too hot. Then I turned the heat off and let it sit overnight. Since now I'll have some Comfrey Salve on hand, I will also set aside some comfrey and oil to infuse slowly over 8 weeks using the same measurements: 1 cup dried comfrey root to 2 cups of olive oil. The end result will be the same, but the quality of the infused oil may be slightly better. Then I strained the infused oil through cheesecloth, removing all the solid bits of comfrey, which can then be composted. I measured out 4 tablespoons of beeswax, which is 2 ounces, and then in a double boiler, I heated the infused comfrey oil and added the beeswax to melt. You see, I have a utensil between the glass dish and the pot so steam can escape. Keep this in mind when making your own double boiler. Once the beeswax was melted, I tested the consistency by putting a small teaspoon of it in the fridge to cool. This first try, it seemed a little too thin and oily for my preference, so I added 2 more tablespoons of beeswax and tested again. According to mountsinai.org, comfrey can be used topically to treat wounds and reduce inflammation from sprains and broken bones. Comfrey ointments have been used to heal bruises as well as pulled muscles and ligaments, fractures, sprains, strains, and osteoarthritis, with an added caution to never use on broken skin and use in small amounts, no longer than 4 to 6 weeks at a time. Other online sources suggest comfrey can help soften skin and reduce the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles, along with having some anti-aging properties. In my research, however, I discovered that comfrey is best not used on metal implants, such as the new plate and screws in my wrist. I believe this is due to its ability to expel foreign bodies. Although I'd love to get rid of this metal in my arm, Now is not the time to mess around. For now, I'm going to proceed with caution. I will use it only on the distal finger joints, which are still suffering from inflammation and decreased mobility, and everywhere else in my body to improve bone and joint health, just not directly on the affected area. I ladled the Comfrey Salve into 4-ounce mason jars, and I have these fancy little glass jars that are nice for giving as gifts. I wiped the rims to remove excess oil and wax and sealed them. And that is the whole simple process. Just let it cool and it's ready for use. I also wanted to try some with shea butter added. Shea butter also has anti-inflammatory properties and is very good for the skin and wrinkles as well. I thought this would make a great face cream. I added about 1 ounce to approximately 1 cup of the comfrey oil and beeswax I had left. The shea butter also makes it less oily, so it's much better for use on the face. I've tried both, with and without the shea butter, and I think I prefer it with, but it's not necessary, especially if you need some healing in a pinch. The benefits of comfrey can be had using just the infused oil without even the beeswax added. It's up to you what your needs and preferences are. Natural medicine is so easy, but remember to be respectful of the power of the herb you're working with and educate yourself before using. Salves can be made from a variety of herbs to extract their healing benefits into a usable form. Learn about which herbs are suitable for salves and what benefits they offer. Then gather a few simple supplies, and now you've become your own home healer. May you be inspired to try this for yourself and your family. Thank you so much for watching.